Got it. All right. I am recording.
Right. So I'm going to wait 1 minute for the one other person I know that RSVP'd, and then we'll get started here. I will tell you, we want to thank APS for helping sponsor our Membership 101. If it was in a real live world, we would be together in one spot and enjoying their donuts and coffee. So I hope you have a good cup of coffee with you this morning. So we're going to get started. I'm not going to wait for the other person because I want to respect all of your time. But for those of you that don't know me, I'm Patty Villeneuve. I'm the president and CEO of the Chamber. I've been with the Carefree Cave Creek Chamber as the president for going on 11 years. So I'm familiar with the community, kind of the heartbeat of what's going on, that sort of thing. And then Colleen, go ahead and tell everybody who you are.
I'm the office manager at the Carefree Cave Creek Chamber, which just means, you know, president, office manager. I mean, obviously Patty does a lot more than I do, but we do everything. So we don't really have assigned job responsibilities. So anything that you guys need, big, small, if I can't do it or answer it, I will pass it on to Patty, but we're interchangeable. So we do a little bit of everything. So, and it's all in the benefit of you guys. So I've been with the Chamber, well, 4 years now. So it's been a very neat experience. I've been in the Cave Creek area for 20 years. So I'm very familiar with the community as well.
Thank you. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take you on a comprehensive tour of everything that we offer. And the whole point of this meeting is so that you all start out of the gate as new members, being able to maximize the benefits that you do have to the benefits of your business. So the first thing I'm going to do is take you on a tour of the website, because that's our #1 tool for marketing. And I will tell you before we go there, I'll just say some of the things that we do, that I do for you is I am obviously responsible for membership, the growth of the Chamber. And then I spend a huge part of my time, I'll take you to that spot on the website, a huge amount of my time with advocacy at the state level. And what that means, this Chamber and your dues pay for, each of you pay a certain amount to belong to that, but we belong to what's called the East Valley Chamber of Commerce Alliance. That is 8 chambers that bond together, starting actually Monday. Every summer, we create our legislative agenda. We hire a lobbyist. We've had the same lobbyist for a number of years. Really good people, work very hard for all of us. But that agenda will be found on our website. So when bills come through the legislature, usually in a normal year, there's around 1,500 or so bills that come down. And with that agenda that we create, we either support a position, oppose a position, or don't take any position. And it's really important to you because to know that there are basically the eight chambers that bond together. We represent almost 6,000 businesses in the Valley. So our, I guess the word is at the legislature, they respect our opinion. They listen to us. They sometimes ask us for advice. We've only been the Carefree Cave Creek. We've been a part of the group for about 6 years, but the core group has been together since the late 90s. So longevity. The chambers that belong are Apache Junction, Queen Creek, Gilbert, Mesa, Tempe, Fountain Hills, Scottsdale, and ourselves. So again, it's just a big endeavor that we do for you all because you're busy running your businesses and you don't always know what those folks down there are thinking about bills that will affect your business. So that's what we're doing, is keeping our ear to the ground. You'll hear from me if there's something really critical that, you know, maybe there's a bill that's either really great for you or really not so great for business. and I will reach out and say, hey, here's a soundbite, email your elected officials so we can get this or that done. The other thing I'm going to show you on the website, the fun part of all this is that at the end of the legislative session or summertime, we actually give our elected officials an A, B, C, D, or F grade on how they voted for you. So you can kind of keep a pulse on the folks that really do have your best interest at heart and running a small business. And I'm happy to report that our elected officials that represent the Carefree Cave Creek area score in the 90% or better. So good for us, right? So I'm going to share my screen. And if you guys, if you have the ability to follow along and just log on to carefreecavecreek.org, you can also look that way. Bear with me a minute. All right, can you all see the website? All right.
Yes.
So I won't take you through every single thing because our website's huge. It's busy, and not busy, I mean with traffic, that sort of thing. We enjoy about 750,000 visitors a year to our website. We know through Google Analytics that about 70% of those folks are local to the Valley. So we do have some tourism related traffic, but it's very small compared to the Valley residents. So under the Chamber tab, I'll just kind of show you that there's a little bit of information about who we are, what we do. There are member testimonials, we call them shout outs. I will tell you that board and staff, I joke and say, I'll click on this for a second. I like to say that if there's something that I can't settle for you all, take care of for you all, this is the board of directors that you can reach out to. I always say if it's something above my pay grade, these are the folks to help you. So a good group of people, and again, you can see that our board is people made up of all different kind of sectors of our membership base. Chamber ambassadors, and again, in a normal world, our ambassadors are our welcome wagon. They, at our events in a normal world, like a mixer or a breakfast, they're going to be the first ones there to greet you, to introduce you to others. We don't allow wallflowers. So if you're maybe shy or sitting alone somewhere, these folks are going to make sure that you're introduced and make connections. So that's kind of the Chamber and what we do. And then the things to do is more about tourism. So it's the dining, staying, shopping, that kind of thing. I won't go through much of that. I don't think I have any realtors on today, but living here, this is more about relocation. So there's healthcare, where the hospitals are, where the education, like colleges, schools, preschool, and then realtor and the tab or the menu item for real estate. They also get an additional listing there because a lot of folks, Colleen can attest to the fact that we get a lot of calls for relocation. And then the news tab is where you'll find newsletters and then press releases or accolades that you all might receive in your day-to-day business. Let us know, because we'd be happy and thrilled to be able to share that, on our website as well. And then merchandise, we, up until recently, we were selling the Cave Creek license plate as well as the Carefree license plate, but we are sold out of Cave Creek, and so I don't expect to get any in soon. For a variety of reasons. And then we also sell actual maps. So these days, a lot of folks don't, I use my phone to find my way around, but you'd be surprised how many people come in and actually want to hold and touch a map. So we do sell that as well. Then our event calendar, and again, in a different world, I'm going to click on that for a minute. because in a normal world, this would be chock full of all kinds of activities. And it is now to a degree, but Colleen can tell you that when everyone is meeting in person, you can find, 20 to 40 items in a given day between like the Desert Foothills Theater, between the library, food bank, Sonoran Arts League, anything that's going on. So this is the closest thing you're going to get to a community-based calendar anywhere up here. So I will tell you that the things in blue, you can see the chamber event, business breakfast, things in blue are chamber activities. So if you're looking for the mixer, you're looking for, a ribbon cutting, where the location is, instead of going through all this variety of information, you can find it right there. I will also tell you that if you look on August 5th, I know that day has passed, and even the 3rd and the 4th, you can see virtual small business boot camp and then the SBA loan clinic. Really pay attention to those sorts of things, because those are, I guess, value-added opportunities that we give you with partnerships with the Arizona Commerce Authority and others. So even though it says virtual small business boot camp, each one of those has a different topic. So they're an hour long. Again, they respect your time, and they start on time, they end on time. And then the SBA loan clinic is, it happens every single, the first Wednesday of every single month. So again, they're helpful in showing you if you're wanting to expand your business, anything to do with getting a small business loan. That's what that is designed to help you. So again, like I said, stay tuned to the calendar, because there's conference calls, with, again, in our strange world, conference calls with our governors, with our senators, our congressmen, and again, you're going to find it either here or on our website, because sometimes, especially with the governor conference calls, or even in his press conferences, literally we'll get the information an hour before it happens. So sometimes it's only going to be on Facebook. But anyways, that's kind of how the event calendar goes. And then I'm going to save the business directory for last, and just mention and go on to career builders. So for those of you that are newer, you haven't been, I probably haven't had the privilege of being accosted. Does everybody know Bob Hesselgesser? Raise your hand. Just a couple of you, okay. So the reason I mention him is because our Career Builders is a partnership that we have with Cave Creek Unified School District and the seniors there. We sell raffle tickets every single spring. I mentioned Bob because out of the 600 tickets we sell every year, he usually sells more than half of them. So we appreciate his efforts for us. But we raised $6,000. The raffle is a 50-50, so the winner gets a $3,000 prize, and then we give $3,000 to a graduating senior. So that senior has, to qualify for our scholarship, they've done one of two things. They're either working for a chamber member business and taking advantage of the career and technical education classes, or they have volunteered a significant amount of hours to Cave Creek and Carefree events. So clicking on that, and we're not going to go through it today, but I just kind of want to show it to you so you know what you're looking at. These are what you can see to your far left is our winner from this year. And then she's actually going on to ASU to study philosophy and law. So pretty impressive there. And then you can see a variety of our winners from the last few years. So it's really important. It makes me proud to know that these kids are so successful in not only their high school education, but we've kept in touch with several of them as they've moved through into their adulthoods and whatnot, and out of college and whatnot. But these videos, and again, when you have a minute, I just really encourage you to look at them, because it's, again, really make you proud of our kids and what they're achieving. The young man, I'll just point out, he graduated probably 4 years ago from ASU. He graduated with a double major, supply chain demand and finance, and he left college to manage a Microsoft team. So really, like I said, really just I'm proud. If you could tell, I'm proud of it. Going on to lifestyle health plans. This is something that's actually tied to what I mentioned.
Patty, can I just interrupt for 1 second?
Yes.
You
Yes.
didn't mention our new foundation.
Oh, yes. Well, gosh, thank you, Colleen. We have been working for almost 2 years to create our own 501c3 foundation. And it is we finally got IRS approval in March. So it is going to be the Carefree Cave Creek Education Foundation, or excuse me, Carefree Cave Creek Chamber Education Foundation. And so we, over time, have put aside a certain amount of money for every event that we've had. And we have $15,000 saved to start our endowment now that we have our 501c3 in place. And our hopes with that is that people can donate money, they can bequeath money, we can grow that scholarship fund. And the hopes are that eventually we won't have to sell raffle tickets anymore, that it would, the scholarship would be self-funded. And I will tell you too, to date, we've given over $30,000 to our kids. So again, we want it to grow and be bigger. And hopefully with the endowment, we could even give more scholarships. So that's kind of the thought behind all that. So lifestyle health plans. So with the EVCCA, those 8 chambers, we bonded together. Well, we're already bonded together in our legislative activities, but we actually incorporated probably a year ago, like June a year ago. And it was for the sole purpose to be able to offer an association health plan to all of you. It's actually a lifestyle health plan. So basically, I can't even, I mean, you can, I'm not going to go through all the details because I know insurance can get a little bit, you can get bogged down and all that. But basically, it's a true alternative if people are on the exchange, or if, like, for instance, one of our newer members have come to us and they were on a COBRA plan and they were able to save, I think, over $700 switching to lifestyle health plan. So take a peek at that when you have a chance. And then the advocacy tab, that is where you'll find the EVCCA agenda. That's where you'll find the report card. And then the other association that we I guess align ourselves with is called ACE. It's Arizona Chamber Executives. And that's a statewide association that any chamber in the state of Arizona is eligible to belong to. When we put together that agenda, it's usually in early fall, and we take very great care to make sure that things in our East Valley agenda doesn't like contradict the statewide agenda. But the statewide agenda is a little bit more broad, I think, in scope, because there's so many things that affect, you know, some of our small rural communities that may not be as important, you know, to us here. Like water is super duper important everywhere, but the Colorado River means a whole lot more to, like, Yuma, Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu more for recreational activities, but for Yuma, it's really about agriculture. So again, things that we would fight for on a state level through ACE, like I said, it has to be more broad to cover, you know, those folks. So one thing I didn't mention, under the Living Here tab, and you see the employment, any of you who are wanting to hire people, or even if you had a need for volunteers, anything you would need for like an employment or volunteer activities, that's free to you. So all you need to do is just give us a quick little paragraph of who, what, where, when, and we can pop it up there quickly. So I'll just show you a little bit what you'll find there. It's categorized to the different sorts of categories, you know, admin, education, retail. And I will tell you, it's one of the most used, beyond the business directory, it's one of the most used pages on our website, which is sort of interesting. So to finish up the website, do the business directory, and I'm going to click here and kind of show you. It's tricky. So once you know the tricks, it's pretty easy. But first of all, what you'll see, everybody is listed here alphabetically. And then you'll see the search bar that has a red square around it. That's that search bar, people can look for you. If they know your name precisely how it is, they can search for that. If they're looking for like skin treatments, if they're looking for like a painter, if it's something generic, they can also type that there. Or if you go to that second window where it says select category, then click on that caret or the menu, and then you can see all of the different categories. And what Colleen and I do is we just because, like, say if you are a painter, I know Kyle is a painter, so we would put you there. But if there's other kind of categories that we could, like say, even though you're not a general contractor, we would put you there just because sometimes, you know, those kind of dovetail together. So on the website, we can be as creative as we want to be with the categories. In the print directory that we were just sending out the door, we have to be very precise because it's ink and paper, so we can't, you know, have like endless amounts of categories. But anytime that you're going to click in any one of these boxes, once you enter whatever you're clicking, then you want to go to the far right and click on that blue box to get what you're looking for. So the reason I bring this up is because you'd be surprised how many people don't take full advantage of this spot. So as a member, you're going to get a name, your address, your phone number, a link back to your website. You're going to get an email. But what's really critical is the story. So you have 150 words to use in that story. And when I mentioned the search bar and it being, it's keyword sensitive. So anything that's a niche to your business, you want to weave that into your story so that people can find you generically in that box. Then you can also have up to 4 pictures, you know, in your box or in your listing. And those pictures all link back to your website. So again, use this to your full advantage. Let us know about your accolades, your press releases, your help wanted. I will mention one thing too, under the lifestyle health plans, if any of you are interested in getting a quote for your business, this program actually offers up what we call mom and pop. So it's, you know, they can write up insurance plans for groups of 2 or more. So it's kind of a cool thing there. So all you need to do is click on there if you want to get a quote. We have 2 licensed brokers, you know, in our chamber, and then we're working on adding a 3rd. So he should be approved here shortly. So again, you can just click on that. There's a box, and it will send us an email, and then we'll give you a referral to one of those folks. So before I hand it over to Colleen for other marketing, is there any questions you guys have of anything on the website I've covered?
Seems pretty clear.
I have a question, Patty.
Yes, Todd.
When you decide your candidate endorsements and issues that you're recommending or staying away from, as the case may be, do you solicit membership input on that, or how do you come to those decisions?
We don't endorse candidates. So a lot of chambers do endorse people. We have made a choice not to endorse people, and only because I think on a local level, since we just got through our mayoral elections, it can be really contentious at times. And living in a small community, you certainly don't want to, as a chamber of commerce, we don't want to alienate the other half, if you will, because it really is, it really does boil down to that. But when we get into initiatives, like for instance, what's coming up on the ballot is there's going to be, I think, 2 or 3 marijuana issues to legalize recreational marijuana. Invest for Ed was thrown out in court again. And just so we're all clear, and this is all the political I'm going to be today. If you guys want to call me, we can get into it a little further. But Invest for Ed, it's been on, they've tried to put it in on the last 2 elections. And you'll see with our legislative agenda, one of our top priorities is workforce development and our education system, because they're hand in hand. So don't even think for 1 minute when you hang up from this Zoom meeting that, oh, Patty doesn't, care about teachers. That's not true. But what the problem with the initiative for Invest in Ed, and it's 2 years in a row now, and the reason it's thrown out in court is because sometimes the people who are writing these things, they're very clever in their writing. So you'll have the first paragraph that this is what it is, and then it's like this big, for all the different wording. So in the last 2 things, what happens when you get down to the bottom is that whole thing, like in last election cycle, that bottom part rewrote our entire tax code. So you can't really slide that in on the voters. That's why it was thrown out in court. This year, the reason it's similar to last time, but the biggest thing is they talk about taxing the rich and to pay for the teachers. But that is a direct trickle down, I should say more like a cascading waterfall to our small business. So devastating to small business, because basically instead of the state coming up with a better way of funding, it's really paying for education on the backs of our small business. So we will give you information about those kinds of things that we support or don't support. More to follow about the whole marijuana issue. It's so confusing because what needs to happen, and it unfortunately didn't happen this year, and even before COVID, I was a little bit disappointed in our Senate and our House of Representatives, because when you add marijuana, recreational marijuana into the world, again, it's a huge impact on small business. So unless businesses have very specific written policies and procedures, you can be in some real trouble if you have an employee that is imbibing, if you will. And it's the same with alcohol. But in a small business like ours, with its mom and pop, so many people don't have written policies and procedures. So that's part of the education process that I'm involved with, is and to all of you, is to, I guess, hammer home the importance of that so that you have coverage in case of liability. But I hope that it's kind of lengthy, Todd, but yeah, so we don't at this chamber endorse candidates, but we will put out information about pros and cons for initiatives so that people can be aware.
And just to follow up, thanks for that answer. How would I, as a member, or any one of us as members, be able to have input on some of those issues, like marijuana, whatever?
Just email me. Yeah, with the 8 chambers of commerce, we have had a little break in the summer, but we actually meet every single Monday morning to talk about all of these things and everything that's in our agenda. So at any time, you guys are more than welcome to drop us a note, take part. I know, for instance, like our education piece of it, I'm always working with our superintendent of schools to say, hey, is there something in this language that isn't exactly what we need or that is important to us? So I would welcome input from you, Todd, as well as the rest of you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And thank you, because, honestly, you're the first one that's ever asked, so I'm really proud.
Okay, well, I'm pretty politically active, so it's important to me.
I like it. Thank you. Any other questions?
Thanks for reading through those bills and stuff. It's crazy, the things that get snuck in there and everything. Cool to hear.
Yes.
I wonder if the politicians read them all sometimes.
No,
Yeah.
their junior staff reads them.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and it's one other, I guess, commentary I'll say is that, with the recent election that we just had, is some of our, how do I say this? I'm hoping it's going to be a better year. Let's just say in our upcoming legislative session, there was a lot of things that were left on the table, not decided, and using COVID as an excuse, really disappointing.
Yeah.
And one of those big issues that we're waiting on, even from our governor, is protection or liability protection from COVID. And it's real. It's so real for our business community that if someone, like even if the chamber, we have an event and, if, someone says, oh my gosh, I contracted COVID from, someone at your event, we have no really legal protection. And so our governor has kind of put it on the back burner because he's waiting for the feds to do something. And I'm on conference calls and email and Zoom and all that all week long. And so I do know that it's a hotbed in Washington, D.C., but again, they're not getting really any sort of like quickness to like giving that to our business community. So more to follow on that, but it's a real concern. All right, Colleen, take it away for marketing.
All right. You want to give me, there we are. Make me a host, please. And I will share my screen. And I get to do the fun things. I would love to, for everybody to introduce themselves so you guys can get to know each other. We'll start with Nisa. Just a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Thank you so much for that. And good morning to everyone. I really appreciate this opportunity to get to have a one-on-one in regards to really becoming a better chamber member. So my name is Nisa Morrissey with Morrissey & Associates, and we are a full-service meeting, conference, event planning, and total travel management company. So we can do anything from individual travel for families all the way up to big conventions and conferences for 100,000 people. So with everything that's been going on right now with COVID, we've really tried to kind of take a step back, see what we can do in regards to sharing information about travel, how to travel safely. So we've done a lot in regards to social media, our website, just to kind of say, you know what, you can still enjoy some time with your family safely and potentially just take a staycation type of a vacation, if you would like to say that, and just drive about, an hour to 3 hours away and enjoy our beautiful state. So we're really here to assist with all your travel needs, and we're just really happy to be here and meet all of you.
Thank you. Todd, would you like to go next? A little bit about who you are and what you do, please.
Yeah, thank you. My name's Todd Lennox. Just ignore the J there in my name and you'll be fine. And my company is called Medicare Todd. I work for an agency called Medicare for Me. And I sell Medicare products like Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage plans, prescription drug plans, and primarily focus on the Cave Creek and Carefree area. And my ideal client, I guess, or my ideal referral for a client would be somebody that's turning 65 or is new to the area. A lot of times someone, say, moving from California, their plan's not going to cover Arizona doctors, so they need to switch plans. I can help with that. And the reason I really started doing this is because I love helping people. I love, as I mentioned, I'm politically active and all that too, but I just like to help people and be a contribution and be of service. And I found this to be a way that really helps people because it is such a confusing minefield once you start getting into what's available in the Medicare space that people really need help. And, you can make a wrong decision and kind of get stuck in it for some time, and it's really important to make the right decision. So also I volunteer for the Foothill Food Bank, and I'm a driver for them once a week, and I volunteer for the Pachamama Alliance, which is a organization that deals with environmental issues, social justice issues, and spiritual fulfillment issues, which sounds kind of like, how can you do all three? But those three things are very interrelated. And I just moved here actually last September. I lived in Malaysia for the last 2 years before that, which that's a whole story, but maybe I could tell sometime if we all get together, not so virtually. And I really love this chamber. I love the fact that it's like kind of robust and large in a way, but also intimate, and you get to know people. I really, really like that. And so far working with you, Colleen, and Patty, it's just been great. It's very helpful, and appreciate this, your organization so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Todd.
you, Todd. Thanks for the nice words. Sarah, you're up next. You want to unmute yourself, and there you are.
Sorry. All these windows on my screen are, and I can't find anything right now. I'm Sarah Eichard, and my company is Pristine Sales and Marketing. I've been doing this, I mean, really, since I was in high school. This is what I do. And my specialty is I help businesses figure out what to say and how to say it. So a lot of times you kind of get really caught up in how to market yourself, especially digitally right now. It's kind of, there's a lot of stuff going on with digital, this and that. But sometimes you got to kind of take a step back and figure out, what are you actually saying about your business? What truly makes you different? And are you able to highlight that? And sometimes you have to step outside and have somebody objectively look at that and then help you figure out how to say that in words. So I do a lot of copywriting, like website copywriting, writing for brochures, things like that, and really trying to figure out what are your differentiators, what's your unique selling proposition. And you'd be surprised that even myself, I have a hard time doing that with my own business. And it really, really pays to have somebody else take a look at that and consult on that. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of magical how that happens. So that's my specialty. But then when it comes to how to apply that, one of the things that really does work well for businesses that want to be known locally is how to apply all of that. And that's the other part of my business, is that I help businesses with a integrated marketing approach that includes print, digital and social media, and community relations through the neighborhood publications that you've probably heard about from N2 Publishing. And that includes my baby, which is Cave Creek Living. And there are a few others in some of the neighboring communities and all over Arizona and nationwide. And that's what I do. I can get businesses exposure locally through that opportunity as well.
Thank you, Sarah. And last but not least, we have Kyle. Nice to see you, Kyle. I've never met you before, so good to see you.
Definitely. Good to meet all of you. Kyle Trahan with Sagebrush Painting. Most of my work is actually in the Cave Creek, Carefree, New River, North Scottsdale area. About to be moving up to New River soon, so I'm getting closer to Cave Creek. I'll be up in there one day. Yeah, I do a lot of commercial and residential painting. One of my favorite neighborhoods up in Cave Creek is Sky Ranch. I've probably done 15 houses up there. I met the HOA president and got in really good. I'll be heading up there shortly to check on a job. I did a third of the Rancho Villa neighborhood recently, doing the other third this December, and they're phasing it out. But yeah, we just try to do every job as if it leads to the next one. I have 4 crews right now. I was a superintendent at a large company running $2 to $3 million a year for 7 years, and went out on my own, and it's just been crazy busy. COVID has not slowed us down one bit. I think everyone's been sitting at home looking at their paint job and wanting something done, but specialize in a lot of cabinet painting. I have about a 10-step prep process that's similar to painting a car, and have some high-end materials from Europe I ordered through California. I really enjoy that. I'll put my whites back on and help the guys out on those kind of projects, but just enjoy serving the area up there and getting to meet more people through this Zoom stuff. It'll be nice to be back in person one of these days. Good to meet y'all though.
Thank you, Kyle. Okay, I get to do the fun stuff, like I said. So one thing Patty did not mention that she always neglects to mention because she is humble is that Patty is our president of ACE this year, which is, I think, quite an honor that she was asked and that she is serving, especially during this particular year with all of its challenges. So I always like to point out Patty's accolades because she forgets to do so. So I'm gonna, like I said, get into the fun stuff. Yes, Patty.
Being the Arizona Chamber Executive chairperson for this year, like I said, the organization is open to all chambers in the state. And what they do is we're an association that offers peer mentoring, best practices, that kind of thing for the chamber industry. And having, putting COVID, like a layer of COVID over that, oh my God, it's been a real challenge, not just with our own chamber, but trying to assist, especially those really tiny chambers across the state. But anyway, well, I'm proud to serve. Thank you, Colleen.
Yeah, we're glad to have her do it too. Okay, so I'm gonna roll through, like I said, the fun stuff. So I get to talk about your listing in the business directory. Patty touched on employment, but there's also daily deals. So if you guys have anything going on as far as events, we've got some scholarships up here. iCare North has some eyeglasses they're promoting. Hey, look, there's Todd. He is up there with his Medicare help. So if you have anything like that going on, anything you want the people to know about, you can certainly go in this area. So please feel free to utilize this. And how you utilize all of this stuff is by emailing me. So when you think of me, think C. It's CEE. My name is Colleen. So my email address is colleen@carefreecavecreek.org. On Facebook, I'm CRock, CEEROCK, so make sure we're connected. But when you think of, gosh, I need to get this word out, think of me and email me, because I'm a little bit nosy and I'm a little bit into what you guys are doing, because I don't really have much of a life myself. So it hurts my feelings when I find out that you guys are doing something and I don't know about it until the day of. Because there's nothing I can do about it, right? I can't put it on the events calendar. I can't get the word out for you any other way other than maybe Facebook. So please, if you've got anything going on, please let me know. I really am interested in what you guys are offering. So always email me. Like I said, it's Colleen, C-O, 2 L's, 2 E's, N @carefreecavecreek.org. And I'll get the information out the best way I can. So we have daily deals. Patty touched on employment. So if you're looking to hire, need some volunteers, looking for an intern, please let us know. And my phone's going off here. Sorry about that. And I never get any phone calls until I'm on a Zoom call. And then down here in news, Patty did touch on this too. We have press releases and member news. So if you guys are, got an award or got nominated for something or have somebody new come aboard that you're putting out a press release for, we'd be happy to advertise there for you as well. In our info center, the merchandise area, we do have space for your brochures, your business cards, your rack cards, anything that when the info center opens again. Now we are closed to the public, but if anybody comes to the door, we answer it, find out what they need, and make sure they get it. So if it's if they're looking for relocation or insurance or a painter, we're going to make sure they get all the information that they need. We don't leave anybody just hanging outside. So if I have your business cards, that'd be great. You can drop them by the info center. We're on our summer hours now, which is 9 to 3, although I know I'm usually in there usually around 7 a.m. So if you want to stop by, knock on the door, I'll come by. Or I have a mail slot in front of my door that you can just drop them in, put them in an envelope and drop them in there, and I'll make sure they get out into the info center. If you're having any events, so event calendar, I'd be happy to get your events up on this calendar. It's a great resource for you. Todd, I know sometimes you do like webinars and things like that. It can go on this calendar. As Patty mentioned, the things to do for the chamber are in blue. So we're going to have our business breakfast, which is the last Thursday of every month. And then our monthly evening mixer, so depending on if you're a morning person or an evening person, is always the second Wednesday of the month. So since we're switching to this new virtual world, we are, for our Zoom mixers, it's not just a happy hour where we sit around and talk to each other. We certainly do introductions like I just did, but we're going to do a tour of a chamber member's business. So you get to see back of the scenes, what it takes to run this particular business. I mean, something that you might not have really given much thought to. This month is going to be Kiwanis Marketplace, which I don't know if you're familiar. It's a thrift store here in Cave Creek. I never gave much thought to it, but gosh, they run through so many volunteers to get the items out on the shelves, to get things priced, to get things rung up. So there's a lot of behind the scenes that are quite interesting to know. So that's what we'll be doing for our Zoom mixers. And again, we will have that networking portion in there. Yes, Patty?
I just want to piggyback on to the Kiwanis Marketplace. They actually earn almost $1 million a year in their thrift sales. And part of that tour will be taking you through a breakdown of all that they do with that money. So that money goes back into the community 100%. So it's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, and it's Kiwanis. I don't know if you're familiar with that organization. It's all about kids. So it's education and you know, making sure kids have what they need to succeed in school.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
How much time is that tour going to be?
The tour is going to be a video tour, so it'll be, you know, 4 to 5 minutes of the tour, and then we'll do a Q&A after, so you can ask.
I'm just wondering, it would be really great if that was recorded, because they are one of our clients actually too, so we could then distribute that video as well.
Yes,
if it was recorded. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. No, it's going to be recorded. It's going to be on YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel.
Excellent.
So it will be up there as well. And then we can always make sure that you get a copy of that too,
That would
Sarah.
be awesome. I've been wanting to do this for so long, get businesses to do virtual tours of their facility, even if it's their little home office. But everyone's been very shy about that. So it would be really great to have an example to show for that. So
yeah, we've experienced a little of that too. Some people that aren't super excited about being on camera.
That's great.
I think though, with Kiwanis, I know Sandra Carrier there, she's such an awesome lady. So they're, I guess, agreeable to being our guinea pig. And I think once we start having these, more and more people will say, hey, you know, why can't I? So we're excited about it.
Yes, and we are working on a program to help people that do work out of home offices that don't necessarily have a tour to do. So more to follow on that one. But we want to include everybody in this new virtual world. So we want to make sure all of our members get their chance in the spotlight.
That's great.
If they want it.
And
so,
Kyle,
okay, so.
I'm sorry, Kyle, we even want to watch paint dry, okay?
What's that?
I said we would even like to watch paint dry.
You know, I was just thinking, I'm ready to be on the camera. You can come to a job site. We could walk through some prep processes and get some good scenery. And paint drying is pretty relaxing, I gotta say.
Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, I think in this world, we're kind of ready for anything. So yeah, again, everybody is going to have an opportunity if they want it. So stand by. I mean, we do have a lot of members to go through. We actually, for our mixers, we were booked throughout 2020 and well into 2021. So those people, of course, get first pick to host a virtual mixer if they choose to do so. So we have quite a list to get through. If you want to be on that list, send me an email or Patty an email, and we'll put you on that wait list. If somebody doesn't want their spot, we're filling those spots in. So that's a fun thing that we're doing with our mixers and breakfasts. Now breakfasts are always have been a little bit of networking and then an informational speaker talking about something that's going to be important to our small business. We try and keep it kind of broad since you guys are all in such different industries, but something that pertains to everybody's business. We had a labor lawyer come in and talk about discrimination policies. We had a doctor come in and talk about drug use in the workplace. So these are things that affect everybody. So we're always going to have a speaker. This month's speaker is going to be APS. Just about everybody in this area is using APS, either for home or business. So it's good to know what their policies and upcoming practices are going to be. So that's an interesting topic too. It doesn't necessarily sound like maybe, oh, it's electricity, you're just kind of stuck with it. But the presenter is very forthcoming with answering of questions. And like I said, talking about what's coming. And there's some things that you don't think about, like where do we get our electricity from, and where is it stored, and what percentage is clean, and things like that. So he does a very interesting presentation on that. So it's kind of a good one. So okay, so send me your events, send me your, like I said, your daily deals, your job listings, your press releases, your events. And I think everybody on here is good with the business directory. You all have been model students by sending me information. As you see here, we'll just use this top one. There's the words, and then there's 4 pictures. So each one of those will click back to that website. So a logo is going to be on there. So if you change addresses, phone numbers, emails, things like that, please send that to me so I can get that updated as soon as possible. I'm just going to click on this one real quick and see. So when you click on an actual listing, you're going to see that they have Twitter and they have Facebook as well. So those will be on there, and that takes you right to your Twitter and your Facebook. Like I said, I stalk you guys pretty well. So if you have it, I'm going to find it. The business directory is one of our most viewed pages, as well as employment and events. Those are our 3 top ones that get viewed. So you really want to make sure that your story is out there, and you can change it at any time. Just send me updated pictures, send me updated words, new links, anything like that. Just let me know. It usually takes, I say 48 hours, but usually it's less than that. I'm usually very proactive about getting those things out there. Send me your, give me your business cards, flyers, brochures. We also have an area on our window during season. There's not anything up there right now, but we have an events window where you can post your flyers for the events so people walking by can see them. We do get quite a bit of traffic in our area. A lot of people going to Tech for Life and the State Farm Agency across the breezeway. So people do stop and look at that window all the time. It's a mirrored window, so sometimes I see them checking their outfit a little bit too, and I get to laugh at them. So that's a fun part of my day. Okay, so moving on to our social media. I am very socially active on social media. Here I am, I'm C-Rock. So if we're not friends yet, please send me a friend request now. there's a reason that you want to be friends with me, and that is that I can invite you into our closed Facebook group, which is Cave Creek members only. And once you're in this group, this is just for chamber members. So maybe it's not a message that you want to go out to the whole public on the events calendar or daily deals. Maybe it's about, you know, this person just finished a job and it looks very nice and he's putting it up there. Here's an event coming up that they want. And Janae is very good. She always puts something for business to business. So you can put something up here about something that you want to communicate to chamber members. Maybe you're having an issue that you're curious about how other chamber members have handled. You can communicate and ask questions. You know, hey, has anybody's rates gone up? Or, you know, is anybody having issues with their internet, or, you know, things like that. So other business to business issues, if you want, you know, 10% off to all chamber members on Tuesdays, you know, just these kind of examples. It's not for the whole general public. This is just for our chamber members. So chamber to chamber discussion on that. So, but you can only get in there by being friends with me or Patty. So be sure to find me, C-Rock, and send me a friend request. I think I've friended a lot of you and invited some of you into this area. If you're not here yet, then please, like here's Sarah. So please do so. We also have our homepage, the chamber page, which if you post something on your page, I'm gonna like it, I'm gonna share it. Yes, Patty?
I just wanted to say one thing for the private page. Please pay attention to the very first posting, which is about the rules. And don't be offended if we do delete something, but truly the private page is to promote your business. So it's not about sharing pictures of your puppy or where you went to dinner on Friday night. Our public page is what that's all about. Your page is what that's all about, but this page is really member to member communication. So again, like please read the information, and I just beg you in the beginning, if something is deleted, don't be offended.
Good point, Patty. Yes, and if something is deleted, we do send a little note and let you know what happened, you know, why this was taken down. So it's not going to be a mystery as to why it was deleted, and just know that it's a gentle reminder. We're never scolding. So getting back, our page, we're liking, we're sharing, and if you guys haven't liked our page, please do so, and then like our page as your business page. I don't know if you guys are aware of how to do that, but I'll come in here. Here's Kiwanis Marketplace. I can like it as myself, and then I'm going to like it as the Carefree Cave Creek Chamber of Commerce. So I'm liking it as me, C-Rock, and then I'm liking it as the business. So if you want to like a business, let's see, Kyle, is this you?
No, you know what? Sagebrush is not on there. Facebook has permanently banned me forever.
Oh no.
I've tried to get back on. I'm gonna have a friend create an account for me, but I've been off social media for a couple years and went to get back on. It said I added too many friends too quickly, and they've permanently kicked me off. I don't know.
Wow. I'm so sorry about that.
Terrible.
Yeah.
All right, we'll pick on Todd a little bit here. So I've already liked Todd as myself. And then if you go in here, you can like as your page. So I've already liked him as the Chamber of Commerce. But it's going to give you these things. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to like as my page. So it's going to like it as Carefree Cave Creek. So if you haven't done that to our page yet, please take a moment and go ahead and do that. The more we post back and forth to each other, the more credibility we give to each other. So that's an important thing to do. So like I said, I'm stalking you guys, but if there's something that you really need to get out there, if there's some message that you really, really want shared to the chamber page, please send me a note. Either IM me on Facebook or send me an email and say, hey, I just posted this. Could you please like and share it? With Facebook algorithms, I don't always see things right away. So sometimes it might pop in my feed a day later, and that might be too late. So if there's something, some message you really, really, really want to get onto that chamber page, please just send me that note. Take a quick second and say, hey, please check my page for a post. And I will do that for you. Don't be offended if I miss something. Like I said, it's Facebook algorithms. I try and stay on top of everybody, but if you don't post for a while, Facebook will not show me your post. So maybe I won't see it. So again, if there's something that you want communicated, communicate to me first and I'll make sure that word gets out there. A lot of times I am seeing you and posting it within like I just posted something from Stefan Mann about, they posted 11 seconds ago. I liked it and shared it and they're like, wow, you're quick. Like, well, this is what I do. So please, yeah, just keep that communication open to me. I'm also on Twitter. I know Twitter isn't really popular with a lot of members in our group, but I am there. I check that at least once a day, and Instagram. So again, I'm trying to find everybody on Instagram, but if you see that the chamber hasn't liked your Instagram yet, just send me a note and say, hey, I have Instagram too. Would you follow me there? And a lot of times I'm going off of your website. So if I go there and you have those links on your website, I'm just going to click it and follow it from there. So, and if I see a problem with that, which I have a couple of times, I'm going to send you a note and say, hey, your link to Facebook is broken on your website. So, you know, we check out for you that way too. Like I said, I think everybody has done really well about getting me your information for the business directory. If you haven't, please do so. If you want to update, please do so. It's not reinventing the wheel. You can take your About Us information from your website and just send that to me. Update pictures whenever you like. It's a really great tool. Like I said, it's one of the most used pages. I actually have been getting tons of calls lately for Puppy Love Animal Rescue. When people Google us or Google Puppy Love, we pop up first because our SEO is so high. We're in our website every day, adding things, taking things away, changing things. So Google ranks us really high. So oftentimes we come up before even the actual business itself. So I've gotten, I think, 3 phone calls this week for Puppy Love. Oh, I thought I was calling Puppy Love. Well, let me give you the number. So a lot of times we come up first. Just because we're always working on our website. We are constantly making this website bigger and better. So any questions about, I covered a lot of material really fast. Any questions on employment, events, business directory? Wow.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
For all of the different events that are going on, whether it's the breakfast or the mixer, since we're all on Zoom and I'm trying to get everything on my calendar, is it the same Zoom link for all of the chamber events, or is each one a separate link to participate on Zoom?
That's a good question. For right now, I believe we have a separate link for breakfast and a separate link for mixers.
I'll double check though, because I had the same question. Right now we have a board member, just because the Zoom that we had was the free version, and it isn't robust enough for the things we need. So one of our board members is allowing us to use her account. So let me double check on that. I'll get back to you.
Yes. So yeah, we'll try and keep those 2 consistent. So at least it's just one to remember every month for breakfast and one to remember every month for mixers. I believe the last 2 breakfasts have been the same though. So, but that's a really good question. Thank you. We'll look into that. Any other questions? Okay, how about Facebook? Any questions on Facebook? Other than poor Kyle, I feel really bad. You're blocked.
I know. I've even sent like pictures of my ID and reached out to them. People have tried 5 times to create an account, but I'm gonna have my supervisor create one this week for me. So who knows? They like to censor people, I guess.
I guess. Geesh. Yeah, I don't have any answers for that. But yeah, that's a little crazy. I mean, I know I was blocked for like a week, and I don't know what they never said what I did wrong or anything. I couldn't post anything. And then one day it was just like, oh, now you're free again. I'm like, okay. I was a little worried I
Facebook
was going
jail.
to have to delete. And yeah, but they never tell you what your offense is. It's just like, no, not you. Okay.
Yeah, they just said I added too many friends too quickly when I got back on to create my business page. And it keeps a picture of you, so it asks for a picture for verification, and would block me out after like 10 minutes of creating it. So I don't know. I kind of
Wow.
stopped with it, but I should be on there.
Good. Okay. Well, when you are, please like and share, and come to Sea Rock and find me, so we can be friends, and I can invite you into that group.
Awesome.
So any other questions, guys? Okay. So like I said, you all have been really great about giving me business directory information. I know you're going to be sending me events and things like that when you have them. You can drop your business cards off at the office or in the mail slot whenever you're in the neighborhood. Feel free to do that. I know we're already all great friends on Sea Rock that I can invite you into that closed group. Any other questions? No, I'm like a really good teacher. I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything else to add, Patty, before we let these guys go and get about their day?
For Nisa, I just did a quick search, and it appears that we do have the same contact information for our events for Zoom.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Welcome.
Oh, good. That does make it easy. I'm glad to know that too.
Yes, me too.
Okay, guys. Well, I mean, we really appreciate you guys coming and listening to Membership 101. If there's any questions, comments that come up later, please feel free to email myself or Patty. We are always available to you. We do switch back and forth as to who's in the office and who is not right now. But one of us is always in the office. And again, we're always available via email or phone call. So please feel free to reach out. I look forward to
Thank
working
you.
with every single one of you in the next year.
Definitely.
Thank you so
Definitely.
much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you. Nice to meet everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
You too.